something.
Are you looking for better shooting experience? How about a facility where you can shoot all of your firearms in the same day, where you can move and shoot steel, draw from the holster, and practice your rifle work out to 600 yards? Shoot a very challenging sporting clays course or a round of trap or skeet. You can do all that and much more at the Aurora Sportsman's Club. Hi, I'm David Lombardo, president of the Aurora Sportsman's Club. If you love the outdoors, you'll want to know all about Northern Illinois' largest outdoor shooting facility, the Aurora Sportsman's Club. If you're a novice looking for a basic course, an experienced shooter looking for an advanced course, or perhaps you want to participate in your favorite shooting event, or just spend an enjoyable day with a family, the Aurora Sportsman's Club is the only shooting facility in the region that offers all that and more. Interested? Then you won't want to miss the next orientation and tour of the Aurora Sportsman's Club. Call, email, or visit our website today to find out how you can become part of a better shooting experience at the Aurora Sportsman's Club in Waterman, Illinois.
He is the human Molotov cocktail that they can legally throw into the system that stole their lives from them.
So we're going to create a new government that serves you, your family, and your country.
It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues, here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Welcome to On Target Radio. Tonight, David's rant of the week is, sometimes birds of a feather flock one another. And David and Gretchen will be talking about Illinois Senate Bill 1657, the Gun Dealer Licensing Act. And as long as we're talking about liberal stupidity, we'll dedicate the entire show to looking at bad liberal ideas normal people are stuck living with. Be sure to give us a call and spread the joy of exploring how really bad liberals are at staying in touch with reality. All that and more on tonight's On Target Radio. So give us a call at 815-205-1584. That's 815-205-1584. Or go to Facebook, like our page On Target Radio, and ask a question or make a comment there.
When everything is just jammed into one room, I think.
Today's Rant of the Week and more of David's work can be found at bearingarms.com. And now, from the seething cauldron of personal opinion, it's David's Rant of the Week.
Birds of a feather stick together, or so I was told in 5th grade. The Army told me I was no longer an individual, but part of something bigger in which everyone counts on one another for survival. In law enforcement, they always stressed safety in numbers and always have each other's back. But in the gun business, apparently, it's every man for himself, at least according to Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms, who have been awarded the Smith & Wesson Assault Weapon Band Trader of the Year Award. In case you haven't been following it, the Illinois State Legislature passed Senate Bill 1657, the Gun Dealer Licensing Act, out of the Senate. With the Democratic legislature, the bill's fate in the House doesn't look good, but then it is Illinois, and uncertainty is the general rule of engagement. Should it end up on the governor's desk, Rauner is at least a hunter and does own guns, so we may see his first big gun control test. The bill is sponsored by Senator Donald Harmon, who has never seen a gun law he didn't embrace. Harmon talks about the pain and suffering that goes on as a result of easy access to guns. You can almost see a tear fall from his eye, causing one to choke up with grief as he talks of the carnage wrought by gangs with guns. Well, you know, until you realize he lives in Oak Park amid the Frank Lloyd Wright homes, and the tear was probably the result of hearing he has a case of Chardonnay gone bad in his wine cellar. Look, this Birkenstock warrior rubs elbows with Gabby Giffords and her husband Mark Kelly, and they don't rub elbows with just anyone. She spoke at the Democratic National Convention, proving yet again the Democratic platform is about as relevant as Nancy Pelosi in a debate about honesty in government. Senate Bill 1657 is a state-level gun dealer licensing scheme that adds a layer to the existing federal licensing and essentially discourages almost everyone from selling guns to anyone ever. It invents a whole new bureaucracy dedicated to making FFLs want to quit selling guns and start selling something simpler like pre-need cemetery property. It implements new laws and regulations, establishes a fee that is unregulated and unaccountable to the legislature, requires advanced security systems, and allows Illinois State Police to walk in any time and audit them. It also would limit John Q. Public from selling more than 9 guns a year. Otherwise, you have to register as a gun dealer and get buried alive in regulations, fees, and both federal and state sniffing around you all the time. If you were listening closely, you may have noticed that I said essentially discourages almost everyone from selling guns. There are exceptions. Big box stores, for instance. Sure, small mom-and-pop FFLs have had a hard time competing with Walmart, so why not force more regulation and higher fees on them to stay in business? What could possibly go wrong with that? One chilling effect that has potentially ability to stop a bill is hundreds of people calling the offices of legislators who support the bill. It doesn't always work, of course. Dick Durbin is immune, and apparently so too is Republican Senate Leader Christine Radogno, who publicly told Harmon she wants to support the bill. Side note, if you have a moment tomorrow, why not drop her office a call and explain the capital R next to her name stands for Republican? Well, or more to the point, replaceable. So, who has a strong enough voice to stir up support to try to kill SB 1657? The gun manufacturers, of course. They have a bottomless pit of money for advertising, unfathomably large email list, and the clout to pull it off. Enter the Illinois Firearm Manufacturers Association. The 500-pound gorilla steps up to the plate of public opinion, swings and misses. They immediately cut a deal with Harmon to drop their objection and become neutral on the subject in return for their member manufacturers being exempted out. And guess who the largest financial contributors are to the Illinois Firearms Manufacturers Association? Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms. When the proverbial you-know-what hit the fan, Springfield Armory CEO Dennis Reese gave one of the most pusillanimous explanations I have ever heard. Quote, "The legislative process is a fueled process," he said. The bill has only moved through one chamber, and it's still in process. We fully support the Second Amendment and stand by it. The Illinois Manufacturers Association will continue to fight and protect not only manufacturers but dealers and gun owners as well, unquote. What the hell does that mean? What it means is they didn't let the door hit them on the keister when they turned their backs on Illinois FFLs and gun owners to save their own hide. The only question that remains to be seen is whether gun owners will be birds of a feather, stick together, and stick it to Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms. And that, Gretchen, is my rant for the week.
Yeah, we're left with not many options to stop this. So.
It doesn't look good. I mean, you never know. My understanding, too, is after the last election, there are fewer Southern Democrats that are pro-Second Amendment.
Oh.
I've heard that. I don't tally noses because I don't know enough. But I have heard that we have fewer friends down south.
But there was a bill that was voted, I think, along party lines the other day, and we were only like 7 votes short of like tying it. So you never know. Well,
it's Illinois politics. I mean, you don't ever know. It's hard to say. This is, look, if this actually comes out of, well, first of all, if it comes out of the House, it's going to go to Rauner. That's going to be interesting.
You know, I can't really see him signing it, to be honest with you. He's not the most conservative, but he is a businessman.
I don't think he will do it.
And this is a business issue.
Yeah.
And, I actually emailed my representative, but my representative is a strong conservative, so I don't have to worry about him. I know how he's going to vote.
Sure.
But what I said to him was, the General Assembly should not be in the business of picking winners and losers. This is a legal industry. The firearm industry is a completely legal industry. It's regulated by the federal government. And why should the state of Illinois be picking winners and losers? Why is it that Bass Pro and Gander Mountain can stay in business, but,
Mom and Pop.
But Cliff can't,
Right.
I mean, Cliff's going out of business for other reasons, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. And they've always had trouble competing with the big box stores
Right.
to begin with.
Right, they can't buy in bulk.
Right.
Like
and now
the
they're
other
going to make it
stores
harder.
can. Right.
The other thing that really disturbs me is the limit of 9 firearms a year, which would make it, and they know this, it would make it clearly unrealistic for somebody to get an FFL that wasn't going to actually go into a business.
Sure.
An awful lot of the FFLs, there's probably, I couldn't find a hard number, but there's probably something around the vicinity of 3,000 or so FFLs in the state of Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about how many gun stores there are where there's at least one FFL, I mean, we've seen a proliferation of gun stores, but there's really not that many gun stores in the state of Illinois. So of the 3,000, a lot of those people are just independent folks trying to make a buck.
Sure.
And
and the other thing too is, you know, if you want to get a good deal on a firearm by buying it out of state, you have to do the transfer through an FFL.
Exactly.
So again, it would reduce the number of FFLs available for you to do that transfer in and ostensibly save money. So it really, you know, it really hamstrings anybody who wants to buy guns.
It worries me a little bit because I don't know if you know Barry Torfey.
A little, yeah.
Okay, so Barry, we've just officially designated him as the Aurora Sportsman's Club FFL, and he's going to offer $10 transfers to every ASC member, which is stunning.
That's unheard of.
Yeah, I mean, that's just phenomenal. Of course, he does have bricks and mortar, but I just, you know, I look at people like that. He's not Mega Sports or something,
Right.
and I wonder, you know, how will he survive it?
Yeah, and like the guy I bought my first gun from, he's out in like Tulum or someplace. Like I met him at the Princeton Gun Show, and he's even farther west than that. But yeah, I mean, he's just doing it like out of his garage or something. You
Yeah.
know, he's only open like 3 days a week, and you know, it's going to put guys like that out of business.
Well, time will tell how that's going to play out. When we come back, we're going to really dig into the psyche of liberalism, and we're going to look at how tolerant they are or aren't. All that when we come back with more On Target Radio.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. The On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook, and lunch are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invite you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Do you dread writing? Is it challenging to find just the right words to get your point across? Do you put off developing marketing materials because you just don't know where to start? You get one chance to make a first impression, and my editor, Creative Business Services, can help make it a strong, positive one. Hi, this is Gretchen Fritz, co-host of On Target Radio, and I'd like to tell you about My Editor, a business I started to help you overcome those concerns. What you're experiencing is very common. My Editor has helped business owners, candidates for political office, and even authors and public speakers. At My Editor Creative Business Services, we can simply edit your existing work or help you develop an entire writing plan of action from initial project design through final copy. We are easy to work with and will help you get your point across in the most effective manner. If words escape you, send me an email at myeditor@mail.com. Use My Editor Creative Business Services and go to print with confidence. That's myeditor@mail.com or find us on Facebook.
You're listening to On Target Radio with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
This segment is brought to you by the Will County Grassroots Division of the Illinois State Rifle Association. Join like-minded friends supporting the right to keep and bear arms in Illinois at 7 p.m. on the third Wednesday of the month at the Silver Dollar Restaurant in Elwood, Illinois.
Trent from Pub West is listening. Hi, Trent.
Hi, Trent.
You should call in sometime and share a pithy thought or two with us, or bring a pizza, one or the other. I don't know.
That's a long drive with pizza.
It's a long drive for a
It would
pizza.
be like Stone Cold Pizza.
I wonder if they would like mash in Oreos with it. Stone Cold, Stone Cold Creamery. Well, there's a joke that just fell flat.
It's called Stone Creamery.
Okay, it's a play on word. All right, so we're talking about liberalism.
It's not a good one.
Hey, at Second City, they said if you do 25%, you're doing good.
Alrighty, well then you're hitting it out of the park, Buster.
So, interesting research was done. Liberals always talk about freedom of speech and tolerance and all that kind of thing, which is really true if you're talking about what they want to talk about. So some research was done that they actually tested how tolerant is our liberals. And so what they did, they went to Dartmouth College, which, that's a pretty respectable institution. And what they did is they asked liberals, would you be comfortable living roommates, a college roommate, of someone with opposite political point of view? Mm-hmm. Of the 432 students surveyed, only 39% of the students who identify as Democrats said they would feel comfortable living with Republicans. 16% said they felt neutral about their proposed arrangement, while 45%, a plurality, said they felt uncomfortable. Then they go over to and they ask self-professed Republicans the same question, right? 69% of Republicans go, okay, I'll probably be at work anyway, doesn't matter,
Right.
19% said they felt neutral about it, and 12% said they felt uncomfortable about it. Among independents, and this I find interesting, 61% were comfortable, 22 neutral, and 16. Republicans are more comfortable with being with a person of the opposite political persuasion than even independents.
Well, especially on a college campus, they probably figure, well, I'd have to live with a Democrat because that's mostly what's here,
I got him in class. I got him teaching me. Everybody's is a liberal. I just found that I didn't find that surprising.
No.
But I did find that it's interesting that they actually
That they admitted it.
yeah, and
I found out today on Facebook how tolerant they are.
That's true.
I was reading that to you guys. There was supposed to be a Moms Demand Action meeting today in Naperville, and so the ISRA called us out and said, hey, we need some people to go to this Moms Demand Action meeting. And a bunch of I put it on Steve Balch's page, the Will County News, and a bunch of apparent liberals are bashing us, saying that that they're not going to take your guns away. You're just being ridiculous. You're spreading misinformation. Called us snowflakes.
That I find that
which is
particularly funny.
Hilarious.
I think that's particularly humorous. Give us a call, 815-205-1584. We can take calls, 815-205-1584. Weigh in on this. It makes me wonder if they even understand what the illusion of snowflake is.
Yeah, I think they understand that it's like the insult du jour, but they probably don't really know what that means.
The fragility of it?
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, when we actually showed up for the meeting, there was about a dozen of us ISRA people, and I was the youngest one there. I'm not a snowflake.
Somebody, well, I won't say that. Never mind. I'll just stir up a hornet's nest.
Rhonda Ezell was there. She's definitely not a snowflake.
But no, I would not call Rhonda Ezell a snowflake. How is she, by the way?
She seemed fine.
Good. She's a nice lady.
She is.
And she's won in court several times now. Ezell versus Chicago. It's like a vampire. It just keeps rising from the grave.
I was going to say it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Exactly. They win in court and then they go off and do something really stupid, thinking they're going to get away with it. And I wonder if I wonder if they actually think they get away with stuff like that, or if it's just a delaying
I think
game.
they're just grasping at straws.
I mean, first they can't have gun stores, and then the Supreme Court says, oh, yeah, you can. And then they go, okay, fine. And then so they make up rules that are impossible to have a gun store. And so Rhonda takes them back to court again, and they lose again. It's just, the interesting thing is they have to pay charges. They got to pay the cost of the...
Right. They have to pay her court costs.
Right. And the manual, I guess, just does not give a rat's butt about spending taxpayer money.
Not his money.
No.
It's kind of like you getting all those tests. You don't care. It's not your money.
Well, I pay taxes. It's part of my money.
But it's my money. It's his money. It's mostly his money.
Thank you very much. I appreciate That's true. That's right.
He probably makes the most money in the
It's not us. I don't make any money anymore. Are you kidding? After this, we should talk about. I should talk about the raccoon adventure. But anyway, that's another thing. Yeah. It's getting a little chilly sleeping up in the bedroom with no insulation above me. You know what I'm saying? And they can't get into it until I move the stuff out of them. We'll talk about that later. Maybe, I don't know. But this whole thing about offending people is so far over the top. I mean, it's so far. I remember, how do I put this delicately? When you couldn't call certain subsets of people certain specific names. Is that vague enough?
That's pretty vague.
Probably know where I'm going with that. But anyway, so you know.
Not exactly.
Well, the N word. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you could just say you can't say the N word. We know what that means.
It's not as much fun.
Okay.
Yeah, but
you like yanking my chain.
And I get. I mean, I get that. I do. I certainly do get that. And as I've said before, I certainly get the peak and chinks. All right, I can see where that's
That's crossing the line.
Yeah, that's crossing the line. But otherwise, now it is literally devolved into anything they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
On any subject whatsoever.
Basically.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah.
And an article I didn't stick in the briefing pack, and maybe I should have, but now there are liberals, interestingly, Bernie Sanders, and this one you won't. This is hard. I found this hard to believe when I read it. Bill Maher.
Okay.
And those two people have said, "Get a life."
Oh.
Yeah, they literally have particularly at Berkeley. They go, this is the whole object is to have freedom of expression.
Yeah.
Go in there, wade in, and debate it. Don't forbid it. Debate it.
Right. I can see Bill Maher saying that. Actually, Bernie Sanders I probably find a little more surprising. But Bill Maher, I mean, that's his stock in trade
That's true.
is controversy
That is true.
and discussion. I mean, if it weren't for controversial discussions, he would have no job. I mean, he would not exist. Yeah, we would not know his name. So, and even lately, I can't remember what it was, but something like around the time of the election, either right before or right after, I can't remember, he was saying, okay, seriously, like even he was saying something that the liberals were saying was too extreme. So yeah, I mean, occasionally he has a reasonable moment.
Yeah, it's. I've watched his show periodically. I mean, you know, I don't really watch television, but I have seen it a few times, and he irritates the snot out of me.
Oh, he's very irritating. Yes.
But I will say,
he's the definition of smug.
Yeah, exactly. He could win the Rachel Maddow Award for smug. Yeah. But every once in a while, the few times I've seen him, he'll surprise me with something you wouldn't think. I don't think he's actually, in the classic sense of the word, a liberal. I think he tends to be more independent than that, because he's taken umbrage. Well, like these kids now at Berkeley saying, "Get a life." That should be freedom of expression.
If you object to something liberal, like 1 out of every 50 times, I'm not really sure that qualifies you to be independent.
He said he likes Ann Coulter.
Like, he likes her
personally,
what she says, or
no. He said
he thinks she's hot.
He said, I really like Ann Coulter, but I've never agreed with a single thing she said.
Okay, well, yeah, lots of men think she's hot. I mean, that doesn't really mean anything. If you're into tall, skinny women,
which is true. I don't think she's tall, is she?
No, I think she is.
That doesn't matter. But
I'll find out. I'll Google it.
Yeah, I mean, she's hot. But the thing about it is that the thing I like about her is she's totally self-assured.
She is.
She just, there's nothing equivocal when she speaks. When that classic thing when Bill Maher asked, they were sitting around the table, and he said to her, remember there were like, how many Republican candidates were there? 7, 9, something like that at one point in the beginning of the election?
At the beginning, there was like 15.
Was it 15?
It was like ridiculous.
He goes, of all the candidates, which one do you think has the best chance of winning? When there's like 15 candidates, and she goes, not even blinking an eye.
She didn't even hesitate.
Yeah, Donald Trump. And people fell out of their chairs.
Yeah.
But she was dead
I love
serious.
that video. That video never gets old. It's like 6 minutes long. It's way too freaking long, but it's really good. Whenever I need to pick me up, I bring that one up. Okay, so guess how tall Ann Coulter is?
I'd say probably about 5'2".
6 feet tall.
Or that. Is she really?
That's what Google says.
I don't know that I've ever seen her stand next to. That's probably why. I've never seen her stand next to somebody.
And then she probably wears high heels because most women in those type of jobs do. So then she's probably like 6'3", 6'4".
I had cousins, my stepmother's nieces, very nice people. But I'm not making fun of them, but it was funny. They were probably 6'1" or 6'2", and they always wore these really high heels. So it was like, everybody looked up at it.
Yeah. I hate those women.
Well, why? It's lots of people like diminutive women.
No, that's true, but I just, high heels were invented for people like me, not for people like them.
Well, yeah.
That would be like me wearing hair extensions.
No.
There's no reason for that.
There's no reason.
God gave me hair.
Yeah. Hair you got. Yeah.
Right.
Height you ain't. Yeah. Maybe if you had a crew cut, you'd look taller.
No.
Okay, fine. So anyway, when we come back, we have someone that's been on hold for about 3 weeks, and we can.
Sorry.
We'll get him when we come back from a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about. We'll take him first, but we're going to talk a little bit about one of my favorite cities, New Orleans, and what they're doing down there. Liberalism striking a blow for stupidity. I'd get a kick out of taking you to New Orleans. You're a foodie. You love food. You can't get a bad meal. It's almost as good as going to Paris.
All right.
It really is. It's great food, and now I'm hungry. Okay. What am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. All right. When we come back, we are going to talk about New Orleans and what the liberals are doing down there. We got a caller been waiting on the line. We'll give him a break. All that and more when we return with more on Target Radio. Hi, I'm David Lombardo, co-host of On Target Radio, and I'd like to offer you a partnership opportunity. For over 4 years, On Target Radio covered the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech, on AM 560 The Answer. But a 1-minute commercial was $200, making it tough to find enough sponsors. So last November, we left AM 560 and began podcasting. There's a learning curve to podcasting, and we've worked through the kinks and would now like to make you an offer. You can have a 60-second audio or video commercial for as little as $25 a week. We can also offer fellow conservatives their own radio or video podcast for as little as $100 a week, with equipment and technical personnel included. You provide the content and host, plus get 6 free minutes of commercial time you can sell yourself. If you'd like to be an On Target Radio sponsor or explore the possibility of having your own show, call me at 815-741-3474, and let's explore the possibilities together.
You're listening to On Target Radio with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
Oh, it's my turn.
It's your turn.
It's my turn. We're back. let's just go ahead and take our call. We have a caller who's been on for quite a while here. So let's say, hi, you on there? Berwin.
Hello? I can barely hear you, Dave.
Really?
There's like a muffled sound. Should I call back?
No, that's how I always talk.
I can't even hear you.
Really? Well, that's it. You can't hear us.
It's like
you
2 decibels or something.
Call back in. Call back in.
Let me call you back.
All right. Well, that's it. He's gone.
Well, that was easy.
What am I going to do? We can start on New Orleans. The thing that bothers me more than anything about liberalism, and a lot of stuff bothers me about liberalism.
I was going to say, where to start?
But what really bothers me, when you look at liberalism and you have these stupid notions and nonsense and debates and stuff, I think you can live with that. What really disturbs me is revisionism.
Yeah.
That's what really bothers me.
It's not just annoying, it's actually problematic.
It is very much so. It is very much so. And what they're doing in New Orleans, and we've seen this happen in a few other places, this is like ISIS. I mean this really, and I'm not joking, I'm not being glib, I'm serious. You saw, they go into a country and they immediately torch the museums, they destroy anything historic whatsoever in the city that they take. And that's exactly what these people are doing. Now, first of all, the Civil War, or as the Southerners refer to it as the War of Northern Aggression, the Civil War was not about slavery. Lincoln didn't free the northern slaves. He freed the southern slaves, okay? So it really was never about slavery. But the liberals have tried to make it all about slavery. It was about states' rights, the encroachment of federal government on states' rights. That's what the subject was.
And slavery was part of that.
It was, but they have made this out that the Civil War was all about slavery. It, in fact, was not.
Right.
And the testimony to that is simply Lincoln did not free all the slaves. He freed the ones that worked plantations so that would cut them off at the knees. And a lot of slaves who were freed fought for the Confederacy. They stayed. So a lot of them went north, but a lot of them stayed and fought for the Confederacy because to them that was home, as bad as it might have been. So this revisionism stuff upsets me a lot. We'll get back as our caller has returned. But when we finish with him, that sounds so bad.
Yeah.
Finish with him.
Yeah.
But we're going to, we just have another one pop up on the screen too.
Well, there you go.
Honestly don't know who's who. Here we go. That should be it. Are you there? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello, Dave?
Yeah, on Target Radio.
Oh, yeah, something wrong here. I'll be brief.
Okay.
We added, now I can hear. Yep.
Are we here?
Yeah, there's something wrong in the end.
Can you hear me?
All right. Now I can hear.
Okay. So what were you going to say?
There's an echo. I'll be brief then. We added 3 co-sponsors to the Hearing Protection Act.
Okay.
2 in the House. 1 is a Democrat from Minnesota. And in the Senate, we added Ted Cruz.
Well, that's interesting. Okay. So where are we?
Really bad connection, so I'm not going to.
Okay.
Well, we're at 137 in the House and 14 in the Senate.
So we're getting there.
So.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. Sorry. It's kind of breaking up, but thanks for the call.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
I don't know. Is that our fault?
I'm not sure on that one.
Well, we'll find out. I don't know. Anyway, we were talking about New Orleans, and so what has happened is they now want to remove all of the Civil War statues.
Yes.
Having lived in the South, They live the Civil War. Kids can tell you all the battles, who did what, when, and where. It's part of their culture.
Sure.
I've never heard a single one of them say they should have slaves. You know, I've never heard any of them say they should separate from the, well, actually, there was some talk about that with the last president.
Depends on who you ask, yeah.
But it's
you know, and Texas always goes, it could happen.
with Texas, it could happen. They were a republic. But the point is that if you whitewash history, who was it? Who said that? If you don't study history...
you're doomed to repeat it. I don't remember.
I forget who that was.
I could Google it.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was... I don't think it was Churchill. But anyway, but the sentiment is correct. You learn from history. And that something is factual, whether it's good or bad, doesn't change the fact that it's factual, period. It is who you are. Live with it. Learn from it. And they want everything to be just rosy. It's, unicorn city and rainbows. If you eliminate everything that offends you, just think about that hypothetically. If you could actually eliminate everything that challenges you, wouldn't life be pretty boring?
Yes.
I mean, part of what makes life interesting is a good discussion. You sit at a table, drink some wine, shout at each other. It's very Italian.
I think it looks like it was George Santayana.
It was George Santayana. You're right. Philosopher. Yeah. But it's true. We learn from our past mistakes. And hopefully, some of us, if you're sticking a knife in an electric outlet when you're 4, the learning curve's a little flatter.
Slower.
But, so anyway, yeah, they're trying to remove all this. And in fact, the mayor of New Orleans, who I have never been particularly fond of, Mitch Landrieu, has said, we will no longer allow the Confederacy to literally be put on a pedestal in the heart of our city. That is such crap. That is such total crap.
Yeah. Both those Landrieux are...
It is what it is. And
questionable.
Here's the other thing. Where will the pigeons go? I mean, that's what they do for a living. They go on statues. So that philosophy, that liberal philosophy, I cannot be offended.
Right.
Now you had some run-ins. How did those people this evening do?
You mean the Moms Demand Action?
Yeah.
Well, they canceled it, or I shouldn't say they canceled. They told the library people that they were canceling the meeting, and so that any pro-gun people, any 2A people that showed up were told that the meeting was canceled, but it was not canceled, it was moved, which I did not find out until afterwards. So there were some, mostly men. There was probably about 3 women, about maybe 9 or 10 men who showed up. And Nikki said that some of the guys were still at the library when she let them know that they moved the meeting. So I think they went over. So if anybody went to that meeting at Panera, give us a call and let us know what happened. But
yeah, I'd like to know.
I wasn't there. So.
Yeah. See, I think it does point out tactically what we should be doing differently. If we're going to go to these meetings, we should wear Birkenstocks. And then people will assume we belong there. They'll tell us where to go. I'm just thinking outside the box.
Well, like I said, they straight up lied to the library people where they had reserved a room.
I thought the library people were not telling you.
No, I don't think they knew.
Oh.
I think that they told the library people what they wanted us to be told. I don't think they were honest with the library people.
Isn't it interesting that they're that paranoid?
Yeah.
They just they can't even.
They can't handle.
Yeah.
They can't handle a dozen ISRA people showing up to their gun control meeting.
And these are the people that are going to declare war on us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to start giving out my address.
They're going to go get guns and they're gonna take care of us.
I'll bet you the first one will show up at my door will be that guy with that semi-automatic revolver.
Yeah. You'd be like, ooh, I want to see that. I've never seen one of those. Semi-automatic revolvers.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I voted for Hillary, and I have a semi-automatic revolver. Came from my dad. He was a cop in China, probably. I don't know where do these people come up with this stuff? I'll never know.
I don't know.
Here's a real shocker. What do we got? We got 3 minutes left. Apparently, and I know you're going to find this extremely difficult to understand, apparently, Obama White House manipulated information. I'm shocked by that. But manipulated information on our favorite subject, climate change. So here is somebody, this is a kiss and tell her, right? Okay, here's a guy who was in the Obama administration and literally has come out. Apparently he's still alive. Well, we don't know. This is a day old.
Yeah, I was going to say, for the moment.
He's a friend of Hillary's. He's gone.
Well, the assassins don't work on Sundays, so tomorrow.
It's like a holy day of obligation?
No, it's just day off.
Actually, it is kind of funny because most of the Chicago outfit were Catholics. They always went to church on Sunday. Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. Whack him. Okay. But
I've sinned a lot.
But, see, Catholics had confession. Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. I whacked 4 guys this week. Oh, it's 2 Our Fathers, 2 Hail Marys.
That's a lot of Hail Marys.
And how much are you donating this year?
Yeah. More to the point.
Yeah. Climate change. This guy just comes right out and says, often uses misleading news releases about climate change to influence public opinion. Gee, there's a real shocker. All the way down in the fine print, the point, because they made that big thing. You remember they made the big thing about hurricane activity? We're changing the atmosphere, the world. And they were talking about how all of the polar ice caps are going to be gone and all that kind of stuff. And then, oops.
The oceans are going to rise.
Right. And places like New York, L.A.
Yeah, any place on the coast
would be underwater,
wiped out.
which there was some positive advantage to it. But
well, especially on the left coast.
Yeah. None of which came true. And in fact, the polar ice caps are getting bigger, not getting small. They're just redeploying, which is what they've apparently always done.
Yep.
But yeah, they literally have come out and said that it's all BS. This is somebody within the Obama administration.
Former Energy Department Undersecretary Stephen Koonin.
I can't wait till we get another liberal president someday. Hopefully I'll be dead by then. Anyway, hopefully I won't be dead before we come back for the last segment. And when we come back, we are going to talk about the CIA and rumors between Trump and Russia. All that and not a whole lot more when we return with more On Target Radio.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. The On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook, and lunch are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
In need of a ride to O'Hare or Midway Airport? Well, look no further. The Yellow Checker Cab Company is the cab company for you. With the Yellow Checker Cab Company, you will always be greeted by a friendly face and arrive safely and on time for your flight. Start your trip off right by taking advantage of one of their limos, shuttle vans, cabs, or courtesy cars. And airport trips are not all they specialize in. This 24-hour cab service will pick you up anytime, any day, for any occasion. From bachelorette parties to school dances to just a night out with friends. Yellow Checker Cab Company has the best rates in town. So sit back, relax, and leave the driving to the professionals. Once you experience their fast and affordable cab service, you'll be a customer for life. When it comes to cab companies, be sure to choose Yellow Checker Cab because you have the right to expect certain things from your cab company. For further information or to book your trip today, call 815-744-2900. That's 815-744-2900.
You're listening to On Target Radio with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
And we're back. You can give us a call, 815-205-1584. But until then, the moment you've been waiting for, what you can do this week.
Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
Now that the Illinois Senate has passed onerous gun dealer licensing legislation, SB 1657, we must stop its companion in the Illinois House, which is House Bill 2541. Please contact your state rep as soon as possible and urge them to vote against HB 2541. The following Safer USA classes are at our facility in Waterman, Saturday and Sunday, May 6th and 7th, Illinois Concealed Carry 1. This 16-hour class will be taught by David and Gretchen and meets the training requirements for Illinois Concealed Carry as well as Florida, Arizona, and Utah. Saturday, May 6th, Long Range Rifle, taught by Ed Janka. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on Register.
We have we only have a few people in the upcoming Illinois Concealed Carry, which, by the way, Facebook, twice now in a row, same ad, has refused to run my ad.
Yeah.
Try not to be really upset by that.
Well, no, I saw that. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
But the second time, I mean, I don't know what their beef is. I've been running ads like that for years, and all of a sudden, they won't run it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it says, their thing says, we don't run anything about selling guns or ammunition. And in big letters, I go, I'm not selling guns, I'm not selling, I'm a state of Illinois approved guy, right? Yeah. And they denied it again. I don't understand that. That's bad news. Good news, I just got a thing from Eric Callis. They put 3-gun up at 7:30, I think it was.
Okay.
To register for the May 3-gun.
Oh, yeah, I saw it sold out in, 4 hours?
5 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes.
It sold out in 5 minutes.
Amazing.
For 3-gun. Yeah.
That's great stuff.
Wow.
$2,700. 5 minutes. Boom. Just like that.
Nice.
I love it. I love this stuff. I love running that club. You wait till we get the $2 million clubhouse. Okay, we'll do business. So here's the thing. The CIA, all this, Trump talked to the Russians, is back and forth, they threw the election, Well, it turns out the CIA itself now says, was one of our people. They come right out and say it. It was not the Russians. The Russians had nothing to do with it. It was us. And it was CIA Chief John Brennan who was doing everything he could to make sure Donald Trump didn't get elected. Now, I want to know what's going to happen to this guy. Are they going to let him skate like Hillary? I mean, that's patently illegal. It's felony. You don't seem shocked or upset?
No, I haven't read this, so...
Well, that's okay. You can wing it.
That's what I'm doing.
What would you like? What would you like it to be? We could pretend we're liberals. We could just make stuff up. When the Central Intelligence Agency intentionally plants stories to subvert an elect. First of all, they're not supposed to be operating within the U.S. to begin with in their charter.
Sure.
Right off the bat, even if they were doing something legal, it would be illegal.
Sure.
And then what they're really doing is they're trying to undermine a presidency. And why? Doesn't it make you wonder why they would want Hillary Clinton, who despises the CIA and the military?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the whole thing's a mystery to me. I mean, yeah, I mean, you said, I wonder if they're going to let him skate like they did with Hillary. And I'm thinking, well, maybe Hillary will bump him off because she's known for that. And, you know, it didn't end up helping her, although ostensibly he was trying to help her win, but it didn't work. So, you know, just for shits and grins, maybe she'll just bump him off too.
It's definitely very weird. I mean, it definitely sounds like something they would do, and they certainly have the ability to do it, although they didn't do it well enough. But I just can't understand the nexus between the Central Intelligence Agency and Hillary Clinton, because she hates everything about all of them, unless they work for her.
Right.
And I don't see, well, maybe they did. Maybe she had a deal going with him. You never know. I don't know. It's just an interesting revelation. You don't hear this on the news. This is the only thing I've read about it.
This is the first I'm seeing of it. This is from Constitution.com. This says that he was seeking to retain his position as CIA director.
Yeah.
She had probably promised him that he'd get to keep his job.
Which under Hillary Clinton would really be meaningful. Yeah. Well, it would certainly get back into the we can hit people mode.
Well, I don't know about that, but, you know, maybe he just wants to put his feet up on the desk.
I don't know. But I do know that the liberals aren't screaming about it.
No, definitely not. I'm interested to see if this, I'm going to hang on to this one because I'm interested to see if this is reported on more in the upcoming days.
This is about 10 days old.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
It is.
It's been around a while. And I don't remember reading anything.
So,
I think there was a little, I think there might have been a little blurb in the paper, but it's just like a little, you know, short, it wasn't like a front page above the fold, nothing like that. And this is like really big stuff.
Well, yeah. And it's a little confusing. I mean, it says that The Guardian, which is from the United Kingdom, they explain that British spies first noticed the connections between the Trump team and the Russians, but then other European intelligence agencies soon picked up on it, and they brought it to Brennan at the CIA. But yeah, I'm a little fuzzy on whether it was totally made up or, you know, because it says Russia's not behind the hacks.
Yeah, they just made it up.
So I'm not really sure. This seems maybe a little bit incomplete, so I'm not really sure what this means.
This whole thing is incomplete. I don't know.
Well, and, you know, I guess we could circle back to, there was someone who had said right after the election that if the Russians were responsible, you would not know about it.
It's true. And they would have been successful.
If they wanted to cover it up, we wouldn't be talking about it. You know, that it's somebody making it look like the Russians did something to try to get Trump elected, because if they had done it, they would have covered their tracks better than this.
Somebody claimed, and I've not vetted this, and this could just be because it's a funny meme, but somebody claimed that Putin said, if I had the power to throw a U.S. election, you wouldn't have had Barack Obama, which may not be true. He may not have said that, but it certainly warms my heart that someone would think that he would say that.
Yeah.
You know, I've said it before. I find it hard to imagine, but to a certain degree, I admire Vladimir Putin. here's a guy who, actually...
He has a pair.
It hadn't occurred to me. He's a lot like Donald Trump.
Well, yeah.
I mean, not from political standing, but from I do what I say and I say what I do.
Right. I mean, they both have a set, So, but yeah, I mean, Putin was a government guy from way back. I mean, he was KGB. So, he's been company man, as they say, for, his entire career, whereas Donald Trump is more of a self-made man. So,
True. But they both run big businesses.
Well, and they're, like you said, they're both straight shooters.
I don't know about that. But anyway, yeah. So it was interesting. We need to get people, we need a salesman. That's what we really need.
We've needed one for 4 years.
No, but... I mean, yes, certainly. We have needed one for 4 years. But now
I get the feeling you just like saying no to me at this point. Everything I say, you say no.
No, I misunderstood what you said. You're right. It's this thing with Facebook. Now, I don't know if they're gonna approve the ad or not, but the liberal establishment pretty much owns everything to do with the media.
Yes.
And including they're now encroaching on internet, which used to be sort of the bastion of conservatives, us hiding in the corner.
Sure.
Look at Fox News. Fox News they've done a flip-flop. Murdoch's kids got control of it. They fired Bill O'Reilly. They're going liberal. I mean, that's like unbelievable. It's hard to even imagine that happening. If ever there was a time when we needed an outlet for conservative talk, I mean, this is it.
Yeah.
And you would think that we could find somebody who would go, we got far bigger plan on how to do this, and people can have their own show, and there's all kinds of stuff that we can do. We need to find, it's not that expensive to do this.
No.
And it would be nice to get it out of my dining room. So there's somewhat of an ulterior motive. But then ever since the raccoon, I got my office in my living room. I got a radio station in my living room. I got everything down here. The only thing I haven't got down here is the cold upstairs because they haven't put the insulation back in the house yet.
So you have a roof, but no.
I do have a roof.
No
they put a roof back, but I went 2 days without a roof. You ever lived in a house without a roof?
No.
Lone Ranger and Tano are laying there side by side, right? And the Lone Ranger says, Tano, when you look up in the sky, what do you see? And Tano goes, I see the call of the American Indian, and I see how he dominated the plain, and as the clouds come together, I see how they all meld together and they become one great thing. What do you see, Lone Ranger? And he says, I see someone stole our tent. Somebody stole my roof. You know what I'm saying? It's you live in a house without a roof for 2 nights, and see, you laugh now, but you just go up there right now. It's last night I turned the heater on like an hour before I go and take a shower so that I don't freeze in the shower. So anyway, we got to fix that. But anybody wants a raccoon, you let me know. I've got one you can have. You know a lot of important people. There should be somebody.
Really.
There should be
Not really.
There should be somebody who would be willing to back starting up kind of an internet radio station. All you 6 people are listening to us, or whoever's out there.
Really.
Yeah. If they all got together and throw a buck in, we could probably do it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know about a buck, maybe 5.
Pretty close, though. When we ran that little kind of fundraiser years ago, we got some money. We kept us on the air for another 3 months or something like that. That money now would...
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, we got...
but ads would be the easy way to go because then we could count on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it would. Can't count on anything.
So, for our audience, how would you like to frame it? Like, what does an ad cost, or how much money do we actually need?
Well, what we need is rent, really.
Which we need...
Rent and internet hookup.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. We need a storefront, and we need Comcast.
Yeah.
So
$1,100
it's
a month.
about $1,000 or so.
Yeah, and if we had that, people could have their own radio show for like $100 a week with us providing everything. We could have a whole conservative setup. Anyway, we're going to close. We didn't do the close, but it's okay. I don't care.
We have time.
Yeah. We'd like to thank you for listening tonight, and we appreciate it if you tell your friends about On Target Radio.
We'd also like to thank our engineer, Eric Allen, and our sponsors, the Will County chapter of the Illinois State Rifle Association, Yellow Checker of Joliet, My Editor Creative Business Services, the Aurora Sportsman's Club, and Safer USA.